Security, there's a ton of content out there, and if you don't know where to start, it can be overwhelming, even paralyzing. So let's fix that. Welcome to Simply Cyber, a community of tens of thousands of aspiring and active cybersecurity professionals focused on networking, knowledge sharing, and professional development. I'm Dr. Gerald, Auger, Chief Content Creator at Simply Cyber, inviting you to get the answers to your cybersecurity problems with hundreds of cybersecurity videos answering your frequently asked questions, interviewing industry experts, and live streaming daily cyber threat briefings hosted by me. Now get the stories and insights you won't find anywhere else. Hit subscribe now and dig into all the fresh content on the channel and in the community. Nothing should stop you from launching and leveling up your cybersecurity career today. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party, including Space Tacos dropping the super chat right out the rip, talking about crushing audits like it's her job, because guess what? It is her job, and she's a boss.
Become best friends. Yep.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the party. Good morning. Today is March 25th, 2024. This is episode number 585 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Briefing podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. And over the next 45 minutes, me, you, Space Tacos, Devin McCarthy, Sebazot, Marcus Kyler of the Yeet Crew, Monica Sumuka, Cyber Butterfly, Jessica Probst, a.k.a. Cyber Kill Jane, folks over on LinkedIn like Raymond Cruz and Logan Fuller, folks in Mod Chat like Jenny Housley, Jesse Johnson, Casually Joseph, and Eric Taylor. We're all, excuse me, and the very lovely and quite professional Kathy Chambers. We're all going to be sharing the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, and I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories, on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you use this information? Like, what's the point? Why are we here? How can you use this information to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders? And if you're looking to break into the industry, settle in, because there's massive value for you here as well. We will be going through the top news. You'll be getting a feel for the meta if you come back, day in, day out on what's going on, ransomware threat actors, why I say there's different tiers of quality for threat actor behavior. And you're going to be asked in any cyber job interview, I guarantee you, how do you stay current on the industry? Right here. This is like the Konami code, A, B, up, down, left, right, or whatever it is. It's been a minute, and I don't have enough coffee in me yet. Up, down, left, right. Okay, I know it. You're going to be asked, so if you drop this in a job interview, you're going to be like, yes, sir. All right, now before we dig into it, let me tell you, I don't research or prep for any of these stories that we're about to dig into. So you get my rough, rugged, raw reaction to each of these stories. I have worked in the industry a very long time. I freaking love it. So I always got an opinion on something. But before we get into an opinion on the hot takes of the day, let me say shout out and thanks to the stream sponsors who enable me to get up every single weekday morning, pour a huge cup of coffee, and settle into this podcast without having to sweat whether or not the lights are going to turn on. Starting with Barricade Cyber Solution. Barricade Cyber Solution is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But Barricade Cyber Solutions, you know what they know how to do? You know it, folks. They know how to mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. They know how to yeet threat actors out of the environment. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Links in the description below. Also want to say shout out and love to Panoptcy Security. Panoptcy, who will be rotating out at the end of the month. Brandon Poole and his team, get a partner who understands your cyber program and your business goals. If you need help, basically bolstering your information security program, heck, maybe you don't have a Space Tacos at your business and you need a cyber audit performed, a gap analysis done, roll out multi-factor authentication in your Azure environment. Whatever it is, dang well it takes people, it takes knowledge, it takes time. And if you don't have those, what are you going to do? Panoptcy Security, they can get those to you. It does cost money, so I guess if you don't have time and you don't have resources and you don't have knowledge, that's what you need to check into. All right, I'm getting a Microsoft Bing pop-up to talk about ChatGPT and Chrome. Microsoft, get out of my operating system. I paid my license fee. I don't need pushed marketing at me, bruh. All right. Also want to say shout out to Antisyphon Training, but enough about that. More about them at the mid-roll. Each episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Briefing is worth half a CPE, CEU, depending on where you are, continuing professional education or continuing educational credits, whatever it is. If you have a professional cybersecurity certification, you have to do CPEs to maintain them. Each episode, just like this one, of the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth one half of a CPE. Now, you might be like rolling over in bed and hitting the snooze button because you're like, I'm not getting out of bed for half a CPE, bro. Well, check it out. They stack up. And if you come every day, it's 2.5 a week, 10 a month. So say what's up in chat. Hashtag Team SC, like our friend Isaiah Morris just did in chat. Hashtag Team SC. If you're a member of the community, and even if it's your first day, guess what? You're here. You're part of the community. There's no pre-screening. There's no, intern period. Also, if it is your first day, holler at us. Hashtag first timer in chat. I feel like it's been a minute since we had a first timer in chat. We have a special sound effect that we haven't heard in a minute, and I would love to hear it. We also have a special emote for you first timers. So hashtag first timer in chat. Let us know. Also, congratulations to Matthew Pelkey, who nailed a Sec Plus on Saturday. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. With a shout out to Jesse Johnson and the Slay Sec Plus. Also, send in some good vibes and some coffee vibes to Jesse Johnson, who is crushing an all weekend hacking exam. I'll let him share the deets on that. But guess what, y'all? Guess what time it is? It's time to get your French press, to get your cup, to pour them together. All right, we got that sorted out. Do me a favor, sit back, relax, and let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over all of us in an awesome wave. Long-timers and first-timers, I'll see you at the mid-roll.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, March 25th, 2024.
Lost my mouse.
I'm Steve Prentice. Kim Soo-ki turns to compiled HTML help files for cyber attacks. According to security firm Rapid7, the North Korea-linked threat actor is now exploiting compiled HTML help files, otherwise known as CHM, to deliver malware in order to steal sensitive data. CHM files were designed to deliver help documentation, but their usefulness in distributing malware is due to their ability to execute JavaScript when opened. KDE issues warning after
All right. Okay, Kim Soo-ki. You know what? So Kim Soo-ki, North Korean threat actor, not to be confused with Lazarus Group. They are a separate, funky chicken threat actor that are basically executing. Now, as much as Lazarus Group, which is a great case study if you're having to learn about an APT, Lazarus Group is financially motivated. It's basically North Korea's GDP generator. But Kim Soo-ki is their espionage arm, right? So if you think of it, it's like Cozy Bear for Russia, right? Well, actually, no, that's completely incorrect. Don't scrub that. Sorry. We'll back that up. Basically, they're espionage threat actors, okay? And Kim Soo-ki uses whatever techniques they can to get after it. Now, what is interesting about this particular story, one, I'll give you my thoughts, and then two, give you some guidance on how to, help protect your organization from this. Good morning, Justin Gold. Good to see you. 2 years with the squad membership. Pretty dope, son. That's awesome. All right. So basically, if you look at the infographic on screen here, this is basically the lightest weight cyber kill chain that you can imagine, right? So the recon phase isn't here because it's implied when you send the email to the victim. It says finance lure. So they send it. The weaponization is the CHM file. The delivery is the email. The exploitation is the victim clicking on it. A couple things here. One, well, obviously, and then it establishes a persistence mechanism using a Windows bash file, and then exfils data using PowerShell. It says PowerShell. What's interesting about this particular one is it actually doesn't say that it's pulling down any files or payloads from a C2 server, which is interesting. Typically, you don't see that. I'd actually be kind of surprised if there isn't a C2 involved in this, and they just didn't include it in the graphic. Yeah, here. Reach out to a remote server to fetch the next edge payload. Boom! I got you, bro. Coming at me with this inappropriate infographic. Okay, so this infographic is dodgy. There should be a fork off here, reaching down for to a C2 server. Now, here's what you need to do if you're going to protect yourself. One, congratulations, Kimsuki. A new play on an old favorite. It's like making grilled cheese with like bacon in it or something like that. Everybody knows it, but you made it your own. Way to go. You are not the weakest link. I'm not familiar with these compiled HTML help files, CHM files, if you've heard about it. Good on you. I've worked in this industry for a very long time. I haven't heard of it. So just goes to show you nobody's an expert on anything. If you do see a CHM file coming through as an attachment, you can block it at the gateway, email security gateway. You could block that. You could educate your end users that there's nobody is sending hot crypto tips. Nobody is sending an invoice with a CHM file attachment. Okay. So that should be your first indicator. Now, people like Carl will click on these things by accident. So obviously, if you can get known C2 servers that are either IP addresses or domains that are known bad, you can block those at the gateway or have your EDR solution detect that it's doing dumb stuff and go after it that way. Obviously, if you want to test this in an environment, I'm sure you could go pull this down from Malware Bazaar or VX Underground. Those are malware sites for security researchers, and detonate this thing in your own environment and see if your EDR, your endpoint detection and response agent detects it. That's if you have time. Like nobody's got time. Like really, in reality, just so you know, like if you're a student or whatever, then you have time to do this. In my experience, when you're working in industry, ain't nobody got time for that. Nobody's got time. You barely have time to actually detonate malware you do find in your environment, let alone malware that you want to just do for fun. But I'm just saying, it is a technique that you could do. Way to go, Kimsuki. Who knows what they're going for? Likely this is spear phishing, meaning that they choose their targets that they send it because they want to gather specific data on specific people. This isn't a spray and pray kind of situation where you just hope you collect something dope. The final thing it says is it installs an Endor backdoor, there's two O's here, so don't get confused with Endor, the moon planet that the Ewoks lived on. You see that deep cut reference? Woo! All right. Don't be confused about that, but if you do, you might want to look for IOCs for Endor backdoor and look for that C2 traffic as well. Okay, so let's keep going. Also, fun fact, you may not remember this. I heard this like randomly a couple years ago, and it like haunts my dreams. It lives rent-free in my brain. Ewoks are not cannibals. The Ewoks were going to eat the humans. Do you remember this? They're all cute and cuddly. They literally were going to eat the humans before C-3PO turned into their like overlord or whatever. But for a hot minute, do you remember they had them on sticks and they were putting them over a fire? They were going to eat them. Everybody's like, oh, cute, cuddly. Like, I want to get an Ewok stuffy for my kid. They were going to eat humans. I don't know what we're doing.
Wipes Linux users' files. KDE, the international team that develops and distributes applications for Linux and other platforms.
Yes, Jessica Probst, a.k.a. Cyber Killajane, dropping 5 squad bombs on people's heads.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Thank you very much, Jessica. And Matthew Pelkey, Johnny 5, Devell, PJ Rao, and Age Tinsdale. Shout some love out for Jessica Probst, who just made you a squad member. Enjoy those squad emotes.
Is warning users to exercise extreme caution when installing global themes, even from the official KDE store, because these themes run arbitrary code on devices in the act of customizing the desktop's appearance. According to Bleeping Computer, the KDE store currently allows anyone to upload new themes and various other plugins or add-ons without any checks for malicious behavior. KDE says this is because it lacks the resources to review the code used by each global theme submitted for inclusion in its official store. Critical flaw.
All right, so This is interesting. So KDE is a flavor of Linux. I'm gonna walk out on a ledge here and peer over into the abyss. I believe KDE is a Debian flavor, if you want to get specific about it. But it says, you could basically make Linux your own, right? Add a theme, so it changes the wallpaper, your icons, your mouse, whatever. Maybe you go with the Ewok Star Wars theme, and then your screensaver is the Death Star, and your mouse is a lightsaber or whatever. It's kind of fun. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change like functionality. It just changes vibes, right? Who doesn't like a good theme? If I could have a retro synthwave theme on my Windows machine, I would, right? So go for it. Now, apparently, the plugin store that allows you to install stuff, just like other, stores online, like, Chrome extensions and stuff like that, KDE doesn't have the capability to review or analyze this stuff. And they're just saying, if you install it, it could wipe your files. Now, I don't understand if this is intentionally malicious and it's a theme that some jerk off wrote and installed with the intent of causing havoc, or if it's just a coincidence, like sometimes when Windows patches break stuff. I don't know, but I will say, if you're running KDE as your daily driver, chances are you are a little bit more tech savvy. Jan in accounting and Carl in marketing, they're typically not running KDE. No one's like, oh, hey, thanks for the Windows desktop, I'm just going to overwrite it with my Linux flavor. Like, most people don't do that. IT people do that, okay? So if you're doing that, chances are if you get your stuff wiped, you know how to repair it anyways. This is interesting, but not really like hold the presses or anything like that. So for your, hey, you know what? Actually, this is a great opportunity to make friends with your IT brethren, right? Or sisterin. I don't know if brethren is inclusive or not, but here's the deal. Get some Krispy Kreme donuts, print out this story, walk over to the IT shack and be like, hey, what's up, y'all? Brought you some donuts. Also, did you know that rogue KDE themes can wipe out your user files? I'm just looking out for you, boo, right? I don't want you to lose your files. Let's enjoy these donuts together. Oh, by the way, can you patch my stuff?
You gotta patch
In Atlassian, Bamboo data center and server must be fixed immediately.
Ooh.
Atlassian has now addressed numerous vulnerabilities in its Bamboo, Bitbucket, Confluence, and Jira products. The most severe of these, tracked as CVE 2024-1597 with a CVSS score of 10, is an SQL injection flaw that impacts the third-party dependency of Bamboo Data Center and Server. According to its advisory, this flaw could allow an unauthenticated attacker to, quote, expose assets in your environment susceptible to exploitation, which has high impact to confidentiality, integrity, availability, and which requires no user interaction, end quote. A link to the Atlassian report is available in the show notes to this episode.
You got to be careful of CVEs that can completely expose your assets entirely. So, hey, Atlassian, great company, making oodles of money.
Great cash, homie.
But you know what? When you have complex softwares interacting with complex softwares written by humans, well, chances are you get bugs. Buggies. So this one right here, this is a CVSS score of 10. I know it's hard to see if you're on mobile. CVSS score 10. Guess what? That's the top of the pyramid. There's no 11. This isn't Spinal Tap. CVSS scores don't go north of 10, which means this is a dumpster fire. For you new squad members like Matthew Pelkey, we go into your emo tray. We got dumpster fires for days up in here. So guys, this affects versions 8.2.1 through like 32 different versions. Okay. So you got to get up on 9.5. Oh, wow. They got all sorts of different forks. 9.5.2, 9.2.12, 9.4.4, whatever. You got to patch it. This thing is a 10, which means it is being exploited. It can get full compromise. This is, Jesse Johnson operating on the exam here. This gets you NT authority, system, root access. You're the captain in Captain Phillips, right? Look at me. I'm the captain now, right? That's what happens if you exploit this thing. SQL injection, don't sleep on it, y'all. SQL injection is a top 3 OWASP in the top 10. SQL injection is basically using an input field on the front end, like through a text field, like where you'd put your comments of like right now where you're typing in chat, like Terrence Banks, hello, DreamLogic says. Imagine dropping a little Bobby Tables in there. If you don't know what a SQL injection is, it's definitely worth getting familiar with. You'd have to understand a little bit about SQL or structured query language, which is basically how you interact with databases. Well, I would say relational databases, but I actually think NoSQL databases use SQL in some weird messed up world. So, anyways, you want to avoid that. Here we go. Josh Mason with the there we go. Look at me. OWASP top 10 exploited SQL injection. I'm the captain now. So get it straightened out. Here's the thing. Carl in marketing does not stand up a Bamboo data center server. Okay. This is a corporate IT infrastructure piece. This, for what it's worth though, this is not a joke, right? Like basically, if you have to patch this, chances are you have to reboot it, which means reboot it. Why do I sound like reboot? Reboot. Okay, reboot. I don't know, like that sounded weird. like even to my own ears, I'm like, meh. Basically, you might have to bring down production for a hot minute, which the business isn't going to like because they're making straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie.
And you want to talk about sweating your butt off? If you convince them to patch this right now and reboot it in production, that like 30 seconds before it comes back up, ooh, you could probably make a diamond if you stuck a piece of coal in my butt. Like, it would be stressful until it comes back up, just FYI. At the same time, it's Monday, March 25th. I sure as hell, sorry, Kennedy, but it is a CVSS 10, so come on, Kennedy. I wouldn't wait till the weekend. I would not wait till the weekend. I would seriously get this patched as quickly as possible. And I would also, if you can, turn on logging for the web server and for the database server, if you can, like whatever it is, turn on logging so you can see when SQL injection attacks are being attempted and or successful. Okay. All right.
Top Democrat proposes cybersecurity standards following Change Healthcare
Oh my
attack.
God, what a novel
Mark
idea.
Warner, the Democratic senator for Virginia, proposed a bill last Friday in the Senate that would, quote, allow healthcare providers who suffer cyber attacks to qualify for advanced and accelerated payments through government programs, so long as they and their vendors met minimum cybersecurity standards, end quote. This proposed bill comes as a follow-up to the attack on Change Healthcare, whose technology affects 1 in every 3 American patient records. However, according to experts speaking to Cyberscoop, implementing mandatory minimum cybersecurity standards will be difficult, and major groups, including the American Hospital Association, have said they would oppose such proposals.
Oh my God. Can I just for a second, okay, this guy right here, Senator Warner, congratulations on a wonderful career. I hope you're delivering greatness to your constituents. Okay. This guy's like, oh, this Change Healthcare thing. I wasn't able to get my medicine. I wasn't able to see my doctor. We should implement minimum cybersecurity standards. Bro, welcome to 2024. I don't know what you've been doing, playing shuffleboard or cribbage or something, but we've been talking about minimum security standards since the 90s, brosif. Okay, so what are we doing? How about instead of proposing minimum security standards, how about top Democrat forces or implements or introduces penalties for not following already established, documented cybersecurity standards? Senator Warner, there's an entire think tank called NIST who's already written all these things. Brosif. Call Jen Easterly. She has a Jen Easterly's online too. She can help you. Also, shout out to Our Lady of Cybersecurity, Jen Easterly. All right, so this dude's thing is minimum security standards in order to get the flow of cash running.
Straight cash, homie.
through the system. Now, as much as I'm flipping out on this dude, okay? As much as I'm flipping out on this dude, nice quaff, by the way. Okay. As much as I'm flipping out on this dude, listen, healthcare is critical infrastructure, okay? And I know it's kind of like played out. Oh my God, what did Biggie say? Played out like, is it Welcome Back, Kotter? Played out like Welcome Back, Kotter. Anyways, healthcare is critical infrastructure right now, right? So because of the Change Healthcare attack, because of all the impacts, there are thousands and thousands of clinical healthcare workers, care team members who have not been getting paid. And it's not because the hospital is trying to screw them over and not pay their paychecks. It's literally because of the monster that American healthcare has turned into. When I go to the doctor, whoever touches me, touch, they bill the crap out of my insurance company. Insurance company then pays the hospital, and the hospital pays their workers, right? It's a whole long cookie. I don't know why I said cookie. It's an entire like Rube Goldberg machine of like ding, 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 ding. So when the doctor hits my knee with the little rubber mallet, like it goes in the black box and then it comes out the black box 2 weeks later and the doctor gets paid and he can buy a boat. Okay. Because of this Change Healthcare problem, the billing part's not done. The insurance companies aren't getting the payments in order to issue money back to the hospital. The hospital can't pay payroll because they don't have infinite money in the bank account, right? Not that they run on lean margins, but labor is always the most expensive thing in any business. That's another thing you should absolutely know. Labor, this is why layoffs happen all the time. This is why when new regimes take over businesses or mergers and acquisitions happen and layoffs occur, layoffs are the largest line item on the budget as far as an expense goes. And it's very easy to carve out like, oh, if we fire 15% of the workforce, that equals like $30 million. Like it's very easy math. Okay. Anyways, this guy wants to loosen it up. That way, if you follow minimum security standards, you can get paid through government bailouts. This isn't a political program. Okay. We don't talk politics. Well, we try not to talk politics as much as we can, but it's just worth noting that this is talking about basically a government bailout. What I would like to point out with everybody, say you're going to try to bring this up in a job interview or you're talking about it at work. Let me tell you guys what the problem is with this, okay? Let's just pretend that this top Democrat, Senator Warner, has a magic wand and not just proposing it, but he gets to put one thing into law, bypasses House, Senate, the president. He just gets to make a law, and this is what he spends his one wish on. Okay, now, 2 weeks from now, whatever, community healthcare system or Beth Israel in Boston, it doesn't matter, gets hit and goes down, okay? Who is validating that they had minimum cybersecurity standards implemented? Are you suggesting that they do some type of audit, some type of proactive positioning, some type of validation? Who's doing that work? Who's going to do that? You're going to allow self-attestation? That would be ridiculous. That's like letting the fox run the hen house. So now you got to have independent auditors like FSMA does. Okay, that's an entire cottage industry. Excuse me. How is a small business, how is a 3-partner clinic supposed to meet these minimum standards? This is like a government bailout for the top like 1% of healthcare systems that are already raking in cash.
Straight cash, homie.
Okay, like again, healthcare is critically important, okay? But I'm just saying, this is so simple. This is like, I mean, with all due respect to Senator Warner, and this, I'll get off my box after this. This is something my 8-year-old would come up with. Hey, you know what? That thing that happened last week, that was bad. We should make it so it's not bad. We should have cyber standards. Okay, like the devil is in the details, and this is rife with issues if you even look 1 inch below the surface. All right, so whatever. Good on you. Good posturing. But in in actual implementation, this is a train wreck. Thank you for coming to my TED
And now,
Talk.
a word from our sponsor, Varonis. Ready to reduce your risk without taking any? Try Varonis's free data risk assessment. It takes minutes to set up, and in 24 hours, you will have a clear, risk-based view of the data that matters most and a clear path to automated remediation. Get started for free today at varonis.com/CISO series. That is VARONIS.com/CISO series. All one word.
There we go. Forgot to have the little graphic up. All right, welcome to the mid-roll. This is what we do here. If you're getting value from the stream, if you're like Space Tacos and you're LOLing at work, do me a favor, hit that like button. Not for me, but for the first timers who are going to be here tomorrow when they discover Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Briefing. Hit that like button on YouTube. Holla, holla, holla. Thank you so much to the stream sponsors, Barricade Cyber, Panoptcy, and Antisyphon Training. Did you know Antisyphon Training is disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of their financial position. Antisyphon Training, in addition to being chock full of amazing people and delivering what I would consider the best conference, aka retreat, in the industry, they also offer their students the opportunity to learn skills, practice what is taught, and engage with the community in a fun and inclusive way. If you're enjoying chat right now, engaging with everybody in chat, well, then guess what? You will love Antisyphon's training. It's all about good times. So go over to antisyphontraining.com and say what's up to them. Fun fact, yesterday was the 40th anniversary of the Breakfast Club's Kids Saturday detention. Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for that, James McQuiggan. And thanks for the super chat.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Absolutely. All right, guys. I wanted you to know Joel Ear NSCS or Joel Earns CS. Joel Earns CS currently has the baton. All right, guys. If you want to blow up your professional network in a fun way and make your LinkedIn feed super awesome, listen up. Take action now. Go on LinkedIn, search for the hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge. We made it a thing. You can find it on LinkedIn right now. Go search for this tag and connect with the people who are posting using this tag. Every single day, one new member of the Simply Cyber community posts their story, and we learn about each other. Monica Nunez. Who else has recently done it? Kyle, Chuck Sapp. Like, dude, so many people. We learn about, we engage, we connect, we share resources. Don't sleep on it. Get up on there. Now, we need one person. Joe Learns CS. Thank you. Thank you, youngin'. All right, so guys, we need a volunteer. Jessica Probst, a.k.a. Cyber Kill Jane, did it recently. We learned about her. Guys, solid move. Do me a favor. Volunteer if you would like it. If you would like to take advantage of this opportunity, it's awesome. At minimum, go search for this hashtag and do it. All right, DJ B-Sec and Joel did it. Of course. Go get it. Go get it. All right, we need a volunteer. All right, every single day of the week is a special day, and Mondays is featured member of the community. Hold on, let me see if I can get. Oh my God, I didn't have someone lined up yet, but all right, you know who I'm going to line up here? Check this out. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys know him. He attends periodically. Member of the day, Gary Ruddle. Do you guys know this guy? I love myself some Gary Ruddle. This is Gary Ruddle right here. Gary Ruddle runs a YouTube channel. He's from Britain. He's a massive cyber threat intelligence expert. He's a really, really cool guy. I meet with him once a month. A lot of, like, not a lot, but some things that have been implemented here at Simply Cyber are come from collaborations with Gary. So just want to introduce you. He does show up in chat. He watches on replay. Good to see you, Gary, and thank you all so very much. Sonny O'Malley wants the baton. Sonny O'Malley, come on down. We've got you. Or Billy Orellana. Billy Orellana. Let's do that. I'm sorry. Sonny. We'll pick you up tomorrow, Sonny, if you come back. Billy Orellana. Jenny Housley pointing that out. And Alana Boyajian saying that Gary Ruddle has a good newsletter. He certainly does. I subscribe to it, although I don't get to read it as often. Check it out. If you want, go to GaryRuddle.com, and his newsletter is literally right here on stream. So go ahead, sign up, check it out. If you don't like it, it's always easy to uninstall it or unsubscribe, uninstall. Jesus, old man. All right, so Billy, picking up the baton. Let's keep going, y'all.
Pwn to Own Vancouver 2024 concludes with 29 zero days. Participants in this year's hacking competition earned just over $1.1 million for demonstrating 29 unique zero days. On day 1, Team Synactive successfully demonstrated exploits against a Tesla car. Researcher Manfred Paul won the Master of Pwn, earning $202,000 and 25 points. And other products for which zero days were exploited were Apple Safari, Google Chrome and Microsoft Edge browsers, Windows 11, Ubuntu Desktop, VMware Workstation, Oracle VirtualBox, and, of course, Tesla. Vendors have 90...
All right, so check it out. I believe this is in Vancouver, this Pwn to Own event. There are other Pwn to Own events, but I think the OG one, the one that people like flex on, is the Vancouver one. Oh, it's literally in the title.
You are so dumb.
Yes, thank you, Anton. All right, so here's the deal. Pwn to Own is like the Olympics of security researchers, right? Like, let's use that name. Pwn to Own is the Olympics. Like, basically, the sickest, leadest, quote-unquote, hackers show up and crush this event. Over $1 million was given out. 29 zero days discovered. It's super awesome. Now, if you wanted to run in these circles, obviously you can. I believe Pwn to Own is invite only. You can't just show up with like your hacker toolkit and be like, I'm here to crush 0 days, right? Usually it's team based. What's important to know is this is basically like a bug bounty on steroids. Also worth noting, you heard that one individual made 200 grand. A Tesla got hacked, all these fun things. It used to be like the new iPhone would get popped in these events. I want to point out a couple things. One, the contestants do have advance notice of what they're going to be working on and can, basically study and stuff. So, because to me, it kind of threw me off. Like day 1, they found a 0 day. It's my understanding is that they actually have some opportunity prior to do some research, get their stuff ready. It's not, they don't just show up. This isn't Fred Savage in The Wizard where like you enter Pwn to Own and they unveil Super Mario Brothers 3 for the first time and you're like, what? Like, no, that's not happening. Like, you know what's going to be here and you get after it. Really, really cool event. I'm surprised, honestly, there aren't more like it. I know HackerOne has like a big invite only event. They've made some videos about, but to me, like this competition it makes a lot of great contributions to the security industry. Also, I want to point out $1 million was given out, bro. If businesses got their act together, like Amazon or Microsoft, Google, like where $1 million is basically like you like $1 million falls out of your pocket and like you don't even bother like bending over to pick it up because you're like, yawn. I don't like these large companies where $1 million doesn't make a difference. You can get cash rules everything around me, right? So if you pay, you will get the best researchers to come out and help you discover your bugs and stuff. So I think it's cool. This is definitely, if you're remotely interested in reverse engineering or security research and vulnerability discovery, Pwn to Own should absolutely be on your radar as something to look into. BSEC says it's mostly universities. I don't know. I don't think so. I know certainly universities do go after it, but I know it's an international event. Let me see if I'm now looking here. Sandbox escapes, nice. Yeah, you can see here the security researcher Sungwin Lee of KAIST Hacking Lab. So I don't think that's a university thing. I really think that this is like this is to me, this is the equivalent of like a bowling team, or like a Counter-Strike team. Like, these are people who probably have day jobs and they just I don't want to say get off, but like this is what they do for fun, right? I yell into a microphone right upside my face. They hack boxes. We each got our own thing, right?
Is to address the vulnerabilities exploited by the participants during the Pwn to Own hacking competition before Trend Micro's zero-day initiative publicly discloses the issues. U.S. government releases new DDoS attack guidance for public sector. This comes in the form of a joint advisory from CISA, the FBI, and the Multi-State Information Sharing and Analysis Center, MSISAC. And it highlights the three main types of DDoS attacks public sector entities must be prepared for, which they list as volume-based attacks, protocol-based attacks, and application layer-based attacks. The document also provides tips for preventing DDoS incidents and techniques for response and recovery. Cool. A link to the document is available in the show notes to this episode.
All right. Nice job. Okay, so this advisory coming from CISA under the expert tutelage and mentorship of one Jen Easterly. Jen, if you're watching, don't be a hashtag passive observer. Say what's up in chat. Denial of service attacks, difficult to defend. I actually poked the bear the other day. I meant to tell everybody this. The other day, I was actually interviewed by CNN the other day. I totally forgot to tell everybody. Yeah, see, I was interviewed by CNN the other day, and about Anonymous Sudan, which is like a I think they're Iranian-based threat actor that does mostly denial of service attacks, typically against, ideologically motivated. They're hacktivists. But recently they attacked the Alabama government, and it came out to discover that basically Anonymous Sudan is also selling their services for hire. So they're denial of service for hire / activist group. Because you know what? Cash rules everything around me.
Straight cash, homie.
And they got they got expenses. Anonymous Sudan doesn't infect and build a botnet for their volume-based attacks. They actually have infrastructure they stand up. So in order to pay those AWS bills, because they rack up, they need to make some side hustle money, and that's what Anonymous Sudan's doing. Anyways, you could see here. I said, they're not sophisticated, right? So that's poking the bear. But the thing is, they're typically not sophisticated, frankly, right? I mean, volume-based attack. It's just spraying an internet-facing asset with traffic, and you can do it a couple different ways. I love this is available for people, for businesses. I would absolutely encourage you. Thanks, James McQuiggan. Actually, shout out to James McQuiggan. James McQuiggan is the one who introduced me to the people at CNN. No, I don't think Anonymous Sudan is Russian-based. They play with the Russians, but they're not. You might want to fact check that. Anyways, TLDR. This is great. This is great information for everybody, whether you're looking to break into the industry or you are a practitioner. You can read this guidance and understand, hey, like you might get asked in an interview, like, what's a denial of service attack? Not only could you drop knowledge bombs on what it is, but also offer informed expert guidance based on U.S. federal standards, aka from CISA, on how to defend from that. I mean, that would be very, very valuable for a practitioner and a business, right? So definitely shows you're proactive, shows the initiative. And obviously, if you work for a business where you have, here's the thing, if you work for a business and you have, it's like a retail and you rely online, or you have a portal for your customers to log into, right? Like simplycyber.io, that's my website, right? If it goes down, like that sucks, but I'm not running the show from it, right? So, but if I was running the daily cyber threat briefing through my website, I would be even more interested in this because I don't want a denial of service attack preventing me from getting up every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern and flipping out into this microphone, okay? So check it out. I'm going to drop a link directly to the guidance once I can find it. Here it is. You got to go deep on this thing. Right here. It's right here. Jesus. 4 clicks later. Ooh, they put a cool little splash page on it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This isn't your daddy's Department of Justice CISA Joint Advisory. This is a hip one. Casually Joseph, you Generation Zoomers, like whatever you are, this one's for you right here. Good splash page. Get it on. So here, let me drop a link to all this in the chat. That way you guys don't have to click through like 50 things. DDoS guidance. I'm telling you, this is definitely worth your time. Okay, hold on. I'm being fact checked right now. Hold on, let me. Anonymous Sudan, Cloudflare. Let's see, Russia. They've collaborated with pro-Russian attack groups. Supported by Russia. Some threat researchers believe they originate from Russia. Some threat researchers like DJ BSEC. So this is one of those ones where there's no confirmation on Anonymous Sudan. May or may not be Russian-based. So BSEC, we're both right.
Vulnerability in Apple's Silicon M series chips can't be patched. Academic researchers from a number of U.S. universities together discovered a vulnerability that, quote, allows hackers to gain access to secret encryption keys on Apple computers with Apple's new Silicon M series chipset. This includes the M1, M2, and M3 Apple MacBook and Mac computer models, end quote. The vulnerability lies with prefetchers, which predictively retrieve data before a request to increase processing speed, but which leave an opening for malicious attacks. The researchers have consequently named the attack GoFetch, and they say it is unpatchable because the issue lies with the architecture of the chip itself. A link to the research report is also available in the show notes to this episode.
All right, a couple things here. One, this affects Mac OS only, right? Specifically, if you got the silicon chip, which is basically everywhere, right? M1, M2, M3. I've got an old Mac Mini M1 chip. It's what I was running Simply Cyber on before I had to upgrade to this like industrial gaming rig I've got going on right now because Apple couldn't handle it. Hold on. Thank you. All right. So here's the deal. This can't be patched. It's an architectural decision made. They say it can't be patched, but this has all of the markings of malware and not malware, dummy. Of Spectre and oh my god, what was it? Spectre, Meltdown and Spectre. Okay, if you guys don't remember, this was like a hot mess back in like 2016, 2017. Malware and Spectre. Basically, this is the same thing. These exploit vulnerabilities in processors, allowing programs to steal data, which is being processed by the computer. This allows you to steal information as it's being processed by the computer. It's literally the same thing, okay? Now, here is the TLDR. One, in order to make processing speeds faster, the developers write basically code that allows things to happen in parallel, maybe make some assumptions. That's kind of what like the malware, the Meltdown Spectre thing was storing secrets to make it quicker and faster to pull. Here's the deal. You can steal encryption keys. That's bad news, okay? I don't know if you have to physically be on the system. Okay, I don't think so. This is like a software attack. But this software attack, the malware you'd have to run would absolutely have to be executing as root on the box. So you'd have to, for this to work, you would A, have to infect the machine. B, you'd have to elevate privileges on the box. 3, you'd have to successfully detonate the code to pull the encryption keys. 4, you'd have to exfil those encryption keys to the threat actor in order to get them. 4, then you'd have to realize where those encryption keys are being used and then exercise them, right? The encryption keys in this instance, I wonder if they're just for like file vault. It's not like encryption keys to your S3 database or something like that, right? Like so there's a lot that has to happen for this to be really bad. Now, what I will say is there is a scenario where a lot of executives love their Apple computers, okay? Love them, love them, love them. Oh, look at the emails I can check with this MacBook. Ooh, it's so slick. Look how snappy my PowerPoint application is, okay? So if you have a VIP, right, then I could see a scenario where how you see it in like sci-fi movies, but like Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Earth, they all line up in like one straight line for like one moment in one span of time. Like that would have to be what happened. It'd be like Earth, Mars, Saturn, Uranus, LOL. Okay. Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto, if you swing that way and you think Pluto's a planet, I do. And then a VIP running their Apple book, falling for the social engineer payloads, and then getting the encryption key exfilled, right? So like this is academic research 101. Love it. I think it's great. It sucks that it can't be fixed, but just using Meltdown Inspector as case study, this was like, oh my God, like this was front page news. Oh my God, 0 days. Everything's going to burn down to the ground. It's a dumpster fire. Blah. And like, did you ever hear about it? If you just got in the industry in the last like 4 years, okay, because this was 2017, 7 years ago. If you got in the industry in the last 4 years, did you even know about Meltdown Inspector? Honest question. I'm not saying you're foolish for not hearing about it, but my point is, this was a lot of bark, not a lot of bite, okay? A lot of sizzle, no steak on this one. Okay, so anyways, I suspect this is very similar to this guy right here, okay?
President Biden assigns cyber policy veteran to new Pentagon post. President Joe Biden announced on Thursday his intention to nominate Michael Sellmeyer, the U.S. Army's principal cyber advisor, to become the Pentagon's first digital policy chief. Sellmeyer has served in various senior roles at the National Security Council, U.S. Cyber Command, and the National Security Agency. According to a White House statement, Sellmeyer is currently responsible for advising the Army Secretary Christine Wormuth on, quote, all cyber matters, including issues of readiness, capabilities, and strategy, end quote. Prior to that, he was the head of the cybersecurity project at the Harvard Kennedy School's Belfer Center for Science and International Affairs.
Okay.
Remember,
this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. All right. So we've got a DoD cyber policy guy. I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm taken back that this is a new post that just came up in 2024 for the Department of Defense. I mean, to me, guys, when I think of the United States Department of Defense, I think of access to emerging technology first, like not clandestine operations, but like things that are coming out, they get weaponized immediately, right? Military use cases. Like I saw Oppenheimer on the airplane, right? They figure out how to create fission or whatever. You could definitely create like a new energy source, and instead it's like, let's see if we can put it in a bomb and drop it on our enemies, right? So digital policy chief is the role. Kind of a cool post. I don't know exactly what your goal is with it. He's accountable for digital security. All right. Okay, so it is not a new post. They actually had an independent third party examining and weighing in on digital policy. So, okay, so that makes more sense. They just formalized this as a position. They've been doing it. Again, I don't research or prep for these stories, so but I will tell you honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised when I say something and then it shows up in the story, because that just reassures me that I'm not making crap up and misleading y'all. Okay, so talking about readiness, capability, strategy, whatever. Okay. I mean, this is cool. This is cool. It just sounds like, what's it? Is this him? No. Who's this guy? Okay. Whatever. We'll see where this goes. I think for me, you, Alpha Sierra, Dream Logic, and Jay and Michelle, this isn't really like doing anything. Like, okay, cool. All right, let's keep going.
We are kicking out live events into...
All right, there we go. That hour flew by, y'all. Just so everyone knows, later this week on Friday, join me as we welcome Insider PhD, aka Katie Paxton Fear, my guest on Simply Cyber Live, talking about cyber content, talking about ethical hacking. Really, really great professional. Many of you know her. She's a must follow on Twitter, Mastodon, if you're into that. All right. Also, we've got 2 cyber chicks dropping on Wednesday, but I'll walk you through that on Wednesday. Guys, if you were here just for the news, I want to say thank you very much. I started off slow, but once the flywheel got up and running, once this French press started kicking we are off and running. Love it, love it, love it. If you got a boogie out of here, take care. It was great to see you. We'll be back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time for Daily Cyber Threat Brief, episode 586. Be sure to go on LinkedIn and find that Simply Cyber community challenge post with our very own Billy Orellana. Gonna go find out about Billy. Now, guys, if you want to hang, we're right at 9 o'clock, so do me a favor. Tell Nick Barker we ended right on time. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Until next time, stay secure. If you want to hang out for an AMA jaw-jacking, stay tuned. We'll be back in just a hot minute. Be well, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Let's go see if there's some sussy people wandering around this studio. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Jawjacking. I am your host, Jerry Guy. Get the red team shirt going. Hopefully you had a good stream with Dr. Gerald Auger, that nerd. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to be doing AMA, talking about community, talking about the channel, talking about whatever you want to talk about, answering whatever questions you have, celebrating wins if you got past a cert, if you got a job interview coming up. Let's do it. Thanks, Legrot. All right, let's be serious. I always like to start the show with a little silly ASMR type thing, but let's get after it and let's help a bunch of people today. How's everyone doing? Hope you enjoyed the weekend. If your bracket got busted because you took Kentucky to go long, apologies. If you're not an American and you don't know what we're talking about, March Madness college basketball season is upon us. A lot of people gambling all over the place, even casual gamblers. Am I into or touch with biohackers? J.E. and Michelle, I will tell you, Savannah Lazara, she's a red team pen tester. She's going to be my guest on Simply Cyber Live in a couple weeks, and she actually has an implant in her hand that she uses on engagements. I will tell you, BSEC, in my bracket, I have Houston winning the entire tournament. So there you go. Neuralink chip attacks, what could be the harm? Yeah, exactly. Good luck, Level Up Goddess, with the internship. Carrie said a red ship hit a blue ship. Warning, they've been marooned at sea. Oh my gosh, level up goddess. The reason I live in the South, you might hear me from time to time say Wicket. I know how to drive. And I like beers. I used to live in the north for quite a while. And I hate snow. It's literally why I left. How do you chicken work out? They exercise. There you go. Billy had an interview last Friday and knocked it out of the park. Mentioned Simply Cyber, and they were all about it. Hopefully hear back this week. Nice. Way to go. Way to go. I love it, Billy. Let us know about that in your Simply Cyber Community Challenge. All right. Oh, very cool. Hey, in addition to Houston potentially winning the NCAA basketball tournament, if you didn't know, hold on, let me bring this up on chat, okay? Oh my God, my back's all itchy. Hold on. Oh, you get to see my behind the scenes. Every once in a while, this comes up. I have 3 screens, and I don't know which one's going to come up, and, you know, I'm fine with that. But this right here, this is the picture that I run on my teleprompter. So I'm making eye contact with you while I'm streaming. This is the Simply Cyber community. You all look really lovely. Got all decked out, black tie affair, very nice. Up there in the top balcony, looking good. All right, let me change the correct screen really quickly. All right, so check this out. If you didn't know, there is the Simply Cyber Discord server, ! Discord in chat, right? And wait, hold on. And inside the server, there is local meetups, okay? This is like literally in real life, meet up with people. And we have several different areas. Basically, if you want one and you're willing to be the ambassador, which means you keep the health of that channel going, come on down. You can see Marcus Kyler of the Yeet crew. We got Kansas City, Toasty Pops is in there. Flo Rida, our very own Kimberly McKnight. Low Country, South Carolina. That's 2 thumbs and all smiles. This guy's special alert. April 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. If you are in the greater Low Country area, and you know what that means, I'm hosting a meetup at Frothy Beard Brewing, 6 to 8 p.m. Come on out. Anyways, what I want to point out is we have a brand new one. Houston is in the hizzy. So if you're in the greater Houston area, DJ BSEC is the one who's managing this particular channel. Giddy up on it. All right. Obviously, we've got Colorado with Jesse Johnson, DC, Maryland, Virginia area with Josh Mason. Hotlanta's in here. Go check it out. Connect with like-minded professionals and have a good time. All right, let's keep going. All righty. So what's up? Toasty Pops, I'm still looking for that flag. I'm not making it up, Toasty Pops. I will send you that flag as soon as I find it. Compliments of 1 base case. Dark Knight 1989's got something coming up. Let me scroll back through chat. Mono Julian, my weekend was betting free and job hunting with a mix of movies and lab practice. Starting to get back in the swing of things. Very nice. Good to see you, Mono Julian. I don't see the Dark Knight 1989 post, so sorry. Whatever it is, Dark Knight 1989, I wish you the best, as always. No one wants to set up a channel for me to be an ambassador for Western New York State. That is very specific. Let's keep the sussy peeps on the balcony. That's right. Oh, Carrie wants a flag too. Yep. We'll have to figure it out. H-Town. Charisse Lamb is in the house. Hot off the press. Alana Boyajian dropping knowledge. Senior lead cyber analyst job at Hilton. posting on LinkedIn and Discord right now. Guys, right there, I'm telling you, this is the power of networking. Alana Boyajian, early access to a job posting. Boom. Go check it out. I bet you working with Alana Boyajian would be a lot of fun. I've had some interactions with Alana. Top-notch person. Any recommendation on what resources to use to learn CMMC compliance, or do you happen to have a video for that? So Lydia, I do not have a video for CMMC yet. It hasn't got finalized until the end of 2024. What I will say is if you want to get smart on CMMC, do the following. Read NIST 800-171, NIST 800-171, and get familiar. It's probably like 25 or 30 controls. 800-171 will point those out. Go read 800-171 and then read NIST 800-53, but specifically just the controls that are called out in 800-171. That's going to give you a huge head start. Dark Knight's taking the Sec Plus again. Okay, that sounds good. Crush it, Dark Knight. All right, Keith Sloan's in the house. Keith Sloan, what would be a fun lab I can work on in my free time? I currently play Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, and Let's Defend. Looking for new things always. Oh, okay. Hold on one second. We're gonna talk about that in a second, Josh Mason. Fun labs. Well, you know what, Keith Sloan? CTFs are always fun. CTFs are always fun, Keith. I don't you can find CTFs pretty easily. I know that there's Pico CDF, Meta CTF. I know most cybersecurity conferences have CTFs. Hack SpaceCon is happening soon. Actually, let me just do this really quickly. CTF is Capture the Flag. It's basically like a cybersecurity contest. I'm curious if Hack SpaceCon is... Hack SpaceCon, competitions in villages. Okay, look at this. Azure CTF, March 20... I mean, okay, so Keith Sloan, literally, this CTF starts in... This CTF started 9 minutes ago. I am so tickled with myself that I didn't even know this, but literally, Keith Sloan, here you go. Jump on this CTF. Here's another CTF. Here's another CTF. Another, right? So get up on it. That's what I would recommend. Try, those lab platforms are great. But CTFs are fun too, because you can usually there's a Discord server and you can chat with each other. All right, so getting back to CMMC, Josh Mason says that they're certifying and training C3PAOs, which are third-party auditing officials. What I would say with that is, and let me just give everybody a background, okay, really quickly. Many of you may not know this, but I have my own, obviously I have my own company. You guys know that I went full-time with Simply Cyber back in September. But what you may not know is I've actually had my own business since 2016, and I do consulting, right? A lot of people in our industry that are been around for a little while have consulting businesses that you just do, and I do consulting. When CMMC 1 came out, hey, Jonathan E., first timer, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
When CMMC 1.0 came out, I actually explored looking at getting certified as an independent auditor, simply because everybody was going to have to comply with CMMC, even level 1, which meant there was going to be a huge industry for it. C3PAOs, here's the rub. With CMMC in its initial inception, you had to pay $5,000 to go get certified. Only certain businesses could get certified. Only certain businesses could do the official training. There was cash money everywhere. And here's a fact. The reason CMMC 1.0 imploded, if you didn't know this, why are we going to CMMC 2? What happened to 1? I don't remember 1 coming out. Is this an upgrade? No. CMMC 1 was rife with corruption and just greed, and it was ridiculous. And literally, it imploded because Too many people got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. It was a hot mess express. Go read about it. You'll learn why CMMC 1 imploded. CMMC 2 is supposed to fix all those things. Level 1 CMMC compliance you can do with self-attestation now. Level 2 and 3 you cannot. I don't know enough about whether or not the constraints and the financial barriers around auditors and auditing of CMMC compliance are still in place. So to Josh Mason's point, which he said in mod chat, I don't know if he said it in general chat, but the thing is, yes, I think CMMC, like, here's what I would do. If my son just graduated and he's like, Dad, I want to do what you do. What can I do to get a job? I would say, listen, bro, or listen, seedling, CMMC, go get smart on it. There's going to be a ton of work in the federal government and the cottage industry of the defense industrial base around CMMC audits. Basically the same exact way that there was like tons of FISMA work back in the late 90s, early 2000s, tons of FISMA work, because these audits have to happen and they want to hire cheap labor, i.e. entry-level people, because the margins are going to be the highest, right? For the business contracting out that work. Also, by the way, another problem with CMMC 1 was like the conflict of interest, right? If Lockheed Martin, which is massive, has a audit arm and they're auditing Halliburton, then they have a perverse interest in Halliburton not being compliant, because then Lockheed could bid on that work, right? It's a whole thing. So anyways, that's what's up. Jaw-jacking playlist release starting today. Very nice. Okay, so check this out. Thank you very much. And I will get to the questions in a hot second. I want to share this with everybody. All right. So if you didn't know, Simply Cyber Cafe, which currently only has 488 subscribers, and there's 334 of you in here right now. So if you want, go excuse me. God damn. Excuse me. Go subscribe to Simply Cyber Cafe. But the jaw-jacking, the 30 minutes every single day from 9 to 9:30, there's so many good nuggets. There's so much Q&A that happens that we are going to start, compliments of Kathy Chambers and Kimberly McKnight. We are going to start carving off the jaw-jacking and posting it after the fact on Simply Cyber Cafe. So if your team replay, if you can't catch jaw-jacking, if there was something we said and you want to go back, you can catch it now without having to go through the daily cyber threat brief on Simply Cyber Cafe. So go subscribe to that and be made aware when we go live on, or when we post on that. Going back to the questions, do you have anything on threat hunting and the MDR threat analyst position? I do not have anything on MDR threat analyst positions, and threat hunting, I don't think I have any content on threat hunting. I mean, threat hunting, like, if you want, I can just tell you, like, quick thing on threat hunting, go find indicators of compromise, put them in your SIM and go look, put them in your managed console of your EDR agent, go look. Like, that's what threat hunting is. Sorry, Soul Reaper, I don't have more on it. It always hurts me when I don't have a video for that. All right. All righty. All right. Seriously, I could use a sip of water right now. It's killing me. All right. What's up, everybody? FedRAMP all day. That's right, Brian Mulder. FedRAMP is FISMA for cloud, basically, for those who are curious what that is. Legrat says, I don't think you mean the CMMC, Jerry. The model was okay. It was the accreditation board that was in hot water. Version 2 was released though, because, in my opinion, pressuring Congress and DOD to reduce costs. All right. Yes. Thank you, Legrat. It's definitely go look at it. There were a lot of problems. One was like requiring level 1 people to get audited. It was going to screw a bunch of small businesses over. Yes, the accreditation board. There was all sorts of hot mess stuff. it was a little overcomplicated as well. It's been a minute. I will tell you, just like with NIST Cybersecurity Framework 2.0, I will be doing a lot with CMMC once it gets closer to the end of the year and the content starts getting finalized and formalized. Oh, Josh Mason's building a threat hunting course. There you go. Hey, I do want to let everybody know, just in case you didn't know, Simply Cyber Academy, my school, I am 100% focused on GRC learning only. So you just, as I continue on with Simply Cyber Academy, if that's where GRC is learning. So you're not going to get like a threat hunting course there or a pen testing course, but you will learn everything that you would possibly want to be a GRC analyst. I don't scale very well. So it takes a little time. Hillslide says, what kind of job titles can I apply for without experience in cybersecurity? Well, Hillslide, it depends what you've been studying, right? I mean, like you may not have work experience, but you have to have some experience, right? Labs, certs, higher education, something, right? I will tell you, if you have no background in IT, you've done nothing to prepare for anything in cybersecurity, you will not be able to get a job. And I don't mean that as a harsh criticism. I just mean, first of all, there's tons of people who are trying to get work that are working on all of those things already. So they're going to be standing out as better candidates. And two, cybersecurity does have a lot of, you have to know, like, you can't deliver cyber risk if you don't know what cyber risk is. Okay, so not to like tramp on you, Hillslide, but what I would say is, I'll give you this. The following job titles I would look for, as there's going to be more of them and the ability to get the experience without the job is in place. 1, SOC analyst. 2, GRC analyst. 3, risk analyst. 4, compliance analyst. 5, auditor, FISMA auditor, HIPAA auditor. Yeah. I wouldn't look at pen testing. That's not really that. Like, there's not a lot of entry level work for that. Okay, and there's tons of ways to get experience. Hillslide. I hope that works. Hope that works for you. All right. Dreaded hoser. That's a great point. So check this out. Active countermeasures, threat hunting. AC Hunter. So look at this. Who asked the question? Who asked the question about threat hunting? Have a good one, Jenny Housley. I'm going to drop this link in chat. Whoever asked about threat hunting, not only is Active Countermeasures and Chris Brenton awesome, but they're actually doing a live course on April 12th. So just a few weeks from now, you can absolutely do this this course. I don't know if it's free or not. In fact, I might even do this course. What am I doing April 12th? Let me check my calendar really quickly. It's a Friday. I'm available. It's free. I'm in. Let's go. Hey, I don't know if you guys want to do this as a community, but I'm free. I would love to get this training. I'm free. The course is free. Chris Brenton's awesome. Active Countermeasures is cool. April 12th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Who wants to do it? Let me know. We could set up a little study group and crush it. All right. So Luke Canfield, tomorrow we're having our first Simply Cyber Public Speaking Masters meeting at 6 Central, 7 Eastern for all interested. Ooh. All right. Hey, so check it out. If you're interested in getting better at public speaking, which, by the way, I know I stand up here and scream into the microphone all the time, but guys, I used to get massive anxiety with public speaking, even going live. And now I speak to 450, 500 people live every day, and it's no big deal. But if you'd like to learn that skill, which is hugely valuable, let me point this out to you. On the Simply Cyber Discord server, under the Love Fusion Center, there is public speaking masters. We can't use the word Toastmaster, but there's a public speaking masters channel, and Luke Canfield is saying for sure, tomorrow, Tuesday, March 26th at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, they're going live. So take advantage of this. These are the resources I'm talking about when I say Simply Cyber is a community. Simply Cyber is way bigger than me. I am so in awe and just love what Simply Cyber as a community has become. So definitely take advantage of that. Dark Knight 1989 signed up for it. Oh, drop the link. Okay. Here's the threat hunting course if you want to do it. We'll do a Simply Cyber raid on it. It'll be epic. All right. Oh, Hack SpaceCon is that same week. So I could see a lot of folks not being able to make it, but that's okay. I'll be there. You know what? We'll treat active countermeasure threat hunting course as a alternative for those suffering from FOMO from Hack SpaceCon. So Josh Mason is saying, if you want to DM Josh Mason on Discord, absolutely. His let me show you in chat. Excuse me. Oh my God. Look at Brosif. This is Josh Mason's handle on Discord. So it's Joshua 1:7SC, I guess. Josh Mason. He's got the little dumpster fire thing on Discord. And yes, you can DM him. You could DM him. You can ask him questions. That's what's up. All right. Keith Sloan's asking, do I find it easier speaking with real people? Hold on. What the hell? Why can't I? Uh-oh. Okay. Hold on one second. Keith Sloan saying, do I find it easier talking with real people? I don't understand. Keith Sloan, please, I guess qualify your question. When you say easier than what? I don't know what you mean, easier. Easier. Do you find it easier speaking with real folks? I don't know if you mean like versus on stream. I don't know. It doesn't make a difference. Like I spoke at Raymond James, I don't know, last year. And I mean, there was probably 100 people in the chat. I mean, in the audience. I don't know. I don't get nervous anymore. I spoke at a conference the other day. I think I might get nervous. I desperately want to speak at Black Hat. That's like a career goal of mine. I think if I spoke at Black Hat on a main stage and there was like 3,000 people there, maybe I'd get a little nervous, but you know, for the most part, I'm cool. Talking now on stream versus conference. No. Okay. So yeah, Keith Sloan, to me, they're one and the same. You know, actually, honestly, I kind of prefer in person. Not that I don't enjoy streaming with y'all, but in person. Actually, I spoke at Wild West Hackin' Fest. There were probably a couple hundred people there. In person, what I like to do is I like to go, you know, shake the hands of people in the audience, thank them for being there before I go live or before my talk starts. Simply to kind of like break that barrier of me and them. I like to be more immersive. And honestly, I like to know if I'm delivering value. I definitely don't like to speak just so people are like, ooh, look at this guy. Like, I don't like, I mean, I don't really care, but like the prestige or notoriety of being the guy on stage, that doesn't matter to me. What I care about is having impact and helping people. Okay. Deb Wigley in the house. You'll be cool as a cucumber when you keynote Wild West Hackin' Fest. Yes, thank you, Deb. For those who don't know, I will be keynoting Wild West Hackin' Fest this year. So I'll see you in Deadwood. We're going to have an epic Simply Cyber community meetup at Deadwood. Simply Cyber is one of the sponsors this year. So we're going to have sponsor Stampede. We're going to be live streaming from the booth. It's going to be epic. But I will tell you, I'll probably be a little nervous when I keynote Wild West Hackin' Fest, just because to me, a keynote brings a certain level of expectation on, like, inspiring talks, and I don't want to let anyone down. Rex says, do you think joining a local chapter of ISSA is worth it? So Rex, I would say it depends. Like if you don't have a professional network, joining a local chapter would be a good idea. Easy. Also, I would say that if you're looking for work, that could be valuable too. Professional networking is wicked valuable, and if you join a local chapter, you'll be talking with other people locally in your area, which means when you find out about jobs, chances are they'll be local to your area jobs. So definitely worth it that way. At a minimum, Rex, join for a year, see if you get value from it. Joe Learn CS is the keynote on Wednesday. No, so the Wild West Hackin' Fest has two keynotes. One is to kick off the conference, and one is to end the conference. I suspect mine is to end the conference. Heath Adams and John Hammond did that keynote slot, so I suspect that's where I would be. If I'm kicking off the conference, that would be like a brain melter. But Alyssa Miller did it, and Leslie Carhart did it before, and I feel like I'm more John Hammond, Heath Adams than Alyssa Miller, Leslie. So, anyways, that would be Friday, probably around 4 p.m. local time, on in Deadwood, like way out in October. Be sexy and I'll be spicy. We'll see. Cool. Olu Ogunbiyi will be doing threat hunting. I'm going to do what the hell? Sorry, Kennedy. My whole screen just went blank. That was weird. I thought I lost y'all for a second. Take it easy, Shawnee, 33. We got one more minute. Yeah, hacks or pancakes, Leslie. Absolutely. Guys, if you don't know, Leslie also hosts something called Pancakes Con. I haven't been since the pandemic, but it's a really cool conference format. I don't know if she still does it, but basically you give a talk, and half the talk is something cybersecurity related, and then the other half is a personal hobby related. So you might give a talk on threat hunting and how to make pickled pickles, or threat hunting and how to play Tekken, or you know what I mean? It's kind of a fun conference. So Joe will be there this year, but he'll be the CTI course on Wednesday and headed out early Friday. Oh, we can definitely meet up. That's too bad, Joe, that you're going to miss the closing ceremonies and whatnot. Last year, you would have seen me. I was a puddle. I got awarded the Rita Award, and I basically had an emotional breakdown between getting off the stage and re-entering the audience. Fortunately, there was a curtain there, so I was able to, keep my, have a moment to myself, I guess, being an absolute mess. John Hammond. Oh yeah, Keith Sloan. John Hammond's very approachable. Nice guy. Oh, Pancakes Con was yesterday. I didn't know that. You can go check that out. They typically record that. All right, guys, be good. It's time. I'll see you guys all later. Thank you so very much for jawjacking. Remember, jawjacking will be hosted on Simply Cyber Cafe. So go subscribe to that. What do we got? 488 people. Now 497. Looks like 9 of you subscribed. Let's get to 500. Let's get to 500 before the stream ends. 3 more people. Please subscribe and let's push this thing over the edge. Yeah. The Pain will be doing a pancake panel on OSINT and getting back at your childhood bully. Okay. Hey, Legrad, have a good one. Rex, have a good one. Mr. Green reads later, taters. Have a great one, Cyber Newbie. Let me see if I can refresh this. 498. 2 more people. 2 more people. Let's sub. Who's gonna be the 500th? Oh yeah. Let's go. Refresh. 503. Holy crap. There we go. All right. Hey, everybody. Great job. Kick Monday in the face, as Deb Wigley put it so eloquently. Straight crush it, homie. Be well. And until next time, stay secure. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. If you enjoyed that content, keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content.